Just a World Series game downtown. Just Victor Wembanyama making his first trip to Phoenix downtown. No big deal. Just everything.
Got a lot going on, do you not, Luke?
Just a little bit. And then we have a quarterback change for the Arizona Cardinals. So to recap, after the game on Sunday, Jonathan Gannon went ahead and said Josh Dobbs will be the starter in Cleveland. No. And we talked about this yesterday because it was a little odd because even going into week one, when everybody knew Josh Dobbs was probably going to be the starting quarterback, he didn't say who the starter was going to be. I don't even remember him ever saying who the starter was going to be. Josh Dobbs just started the game. So it was a little strange right after this past week's game for him to say Josh Dobbs will be starting next week. And you even brought this up yesterday. Never trust a coach, especially right after a game.
Yeah, it's especially after a game you lose. And it was an emotional game. And suddenly you go out there and you lose another home game as well. Your team did go out there and compete. And, got a little bit sideways there. And at the end, you made a run, of course. But, he was emotional after that. And he did not want to attack his quarterback. That's what I think. And he got emotional. And he said, no, you know what? No, he's going to be our starter next week, period. And then he looked at the tape.
Yeah, the tape wasn't great for Josh Dobbs this week. This is Jonathan Gannon yesterday talking about who's going to be the quarterback in Cleveland.
Talked to all the quarterbacks this morning. We're going to keep ramping up Kyler and see how he progresses through the week. And if it's not Kyler, then it's going to be Clayton Tune. So I talked to all three quarterbacks and on the same page with them how we're going to operate moving forward. Look forward to having a good week of prep. Cleveland, 2-day trip. Try to go get a win.
That's a pretty open book answer from Jonathan Gannon, or at least as much as one as you're going to get in the regular season from Jonathan Gannon on who his quarterback's going to be.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense going forward. We all know Kyler Murray. We're waiting for Kyler Murray. Well, we're waiting, right? We're waiting for Kyler Murray here. Payson to actually say, okay. And I do believe, this is just me. Nobody has told me this, but I do believe Kyler Murray, it's all up to Kyler Murray. Let's go. It's up to you, Kyler, as to when Kyler is going to say he's ready to play right now. Is it going to be this week? Is it going to be – hopefully, it definitely is going to happen with Atlanta.
We would be losing our minds if the Diamondbacks aren't doing what they're doing right now, because we would be, okay, when is Kyler Murray coming back?
Yeah.
When is Devin Booker going to play? When is Bradley Beal going to play? Like,
Yes.
can you imagine if the Diamondbacks weren't in the World
my
Series
goodness.
right now? It would just be – like you just said, we're waiting.
Well,
anybody? Anybody other than Kevin Durant going to play?
Yes.
So here's more from Jonathan Gannon on why he changed his mind about Dobbs.
Yeah, just watching the tape again, talking with the staff. Feel like this gives us the best chance to win.
How close is Kyler to starting?
He's doing a good job. We'll see how he progresses through the week.
And what he needs to see from Kyler.
Just keep playing football. You know what I mean? He's coming off a major injury. He's had a couple weeks of work here. He's making strides, but just want to make sure he feels comfortable with everything that we're asking him to do.
Now, this is going to shock you, Wolf. I am not an NFL head coach.
Arizona
Wow.
Sports.
Perfect timing with the breaking news.
Alrighty, guys. So, according to Ian Rappaport, the Vikings are trading for Cardinals quarterback Josh Dobbs.
You could have said those words in a different order.
You gotta be kidding me. What?
That was okay. Look, it's been a long week. It's only Tuesday.
Wow. Okay. Kirk Cousins, of course.
I mean, that is
Blown
the team
Achilles.
we were alluding to yesterday when we went to break and said Cardinals are not trading Kyler Murray. But there is a team out there that's in playoff contention that needs a starting quarterback now, and then we went to break. And so Maloney comes through with the breaking news. The Minnesota Vikings are trading for Cardinals quarterback Josh Dobbs.
Wow. Okay.
I thought the whole world was about to change right there.
Oh
for
my
like
goodness,
1/10
this
of a
is blowing
second.
my mind right now. It really is. This is poor. Poor Josh.
I'm gonna need like a couple hours
I'm
to
not
recover
laughing
from that.
at the situation. It just
At all when Aaron was talking, just for a second, did you think she was going to say Kyler Murray?
no.
Okay.
I didn't.
Even when she said the Vikings are trading for Cardinals quarterback.
Well, Cardinals quarterback, okay, maybe.
Because why? What do they need with Josh Dobbs?
I just, if they're trading for somebody.
Well, yeah, I figured it wasn't going to be Clayton Tune.
Minnesota Vikings are, okay. Wow.
Am I the only one that had that reaction for like half a second?
Yeah, because honestly, I just think that Kyler Murray's going to get the opportunity to be an Arizona Cardinal.
So do I, 100%.
I have believed that.
But when Aaron plays the
beginning.
breaking news,
I
I
know,
guarantee you somebody out there was like, wait a minute, what?
Okay. Josh Dobbs, based on Ian's on his way to play for the Minnesota Vikings. First of all, very happy for Josh Dobbs, right? Very happy for this guy.
He's starting
He's getting
for Minnesota.
the opportunity to go play in Minnesota, and maybe, things work out a little bit better than what has happened. That's number one. Good for Josh Dobbs. Number two, are the Vikings looking at film?
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's why I figured the Vikings were going to trade for an established start. Again, and I said this yesterday going to break, the Cardinals aren't trading Kyler Murray. But if they were going to, and now they're definitely not going to, if they were going to, Minnesota was the team that makes sense. Kirk Cousins isn't signed past this year. Kirk Cousins is out for the year. Minnesota is in playoff contention. If Minnesota liked Kyler Murray, hey, we'll take him. We're still in it this year, and we got our quarterback of the future. That was the one team that made a little sense.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is stunning right now, because I'm thinking of. I just heard a rumor yesterday, based on Ian's. As a matter of fact, I heard a rumor. It's just a rumor. I report nothing, ladies and gentlemen, but I heard a rumor out there from a guy I consider to be a pretty good source. Let's put it that way. But the rumor was that the Vikings were actually talking to Colt McCoy. And now all of a sudden, here Josh Dobbs, if that's the truth, that Josh Dobbs is going to come swinging in all over again.
Colt McCoy's got to be
astronauts. Who is this guy?
Colt's got to become an aerospace engineer if he wants to play quarterback in this league again.
I have no idea if that is true, ladies and gentlemen. I probably shouldn't say it, but it was a rumor, and the guy, he presented it as such, that it was a rumor. So I don't feel bad actually repeating that.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's a rumor that's obviously not coming true now.
It's pure speculation, but wow, how about that? Okay, Josh Dobbs. That's the reason why it's Kyler or Clayton, because they had to have this going on. This had to be known, I would imagine, yesterday.
I would think so. I mean, and Maloney just pointed this out. Didn't the Cardinals get Dobbs when they were having the joint practices with Minnesota?
Was it right when they were there?
Well, isn't the thought that
thought it was after they?
But the thought was that McCoy played so poorly in those joint practices. Isn't that sort of what the explanation was? Was McCoy was so bad in those joint practices, that's when they decided to go out and get Dobbs?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was those exact days, but that was sort of the thought. Maybe it was like a day after.
Yeah, that would Paul Calvisi would tell you that. That's what he believed. Mm-hmm. Yes, no doubt.
Well, this took a twist. Interesting.
This really did.
Interesting timing. So now we know flat out, because it was weird. Sunday, it's going to be Dobbs. You don't even need to ask me. It's going to be Dobbs. Monday, the one guy it's not going to be is Dobbs. You don't need to ask me because I'm not going to tell you who. I just know it's not going to be Dobbs. Man. Tuesday, Dobbs is in Minnesota.
This is crazy. It really is, because think of this, Basinonians, right now. Josh Dobbs, game 1 to game 4, got better incrementally every week. He really did. He got better. And it's interesting because right around 3 or 4 games, that's when a defensive coordinator has a large enough sample size to start breaking your tendencies down, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I talk about it all the time. Take a football season, an NFL season, in blocks of 4 games, because that's a good take right there, a month. That's a good sample size when you're trying to evaluate a football team. And now all of a sudden, Josh Dobbs over the last 4 games has gone down.
And his trade value's gone up, apparently.
And if you watch the 2 picks he threw on Sunday, especially the second one, all picks are not created equal. There are some that shake the confidence of players on the sideline. And that second one, I guarantee it did that.
We'll get back into this later on in the show, but this means Kyler's close, doesn't it?
Got to. got to be
Like
that.
I think you're seeing him this week or next week. I would say almost for sure. Are you really committing to Clayton Tune long term this season? I mean, you're committing to him long term as your backup now, I guess.
The dog pound. Here we go.